Welcome to Cast and Crank Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Phoenix Rods. Today we have the 200th episode. I'm going to apologize right off the bat. I'm sorry. It's very vulgar. There's a lot of drinking, cussing. Everyone has tough skin that's hanging out the table because everyone gets made fun of, especially me as well. And it was a blast. It's like hanging out with my buddy. So thank you to Decker, Lannis Fine, John Curry, Bobby Martinez, Garrett Chang, and Gary Reyes. We all bust balls pretty hard. It's almost 3 hours long, and I'm going to say it's the worst podcast I've ever done. But I'm going to put it out because we were annihilated towards the end. So a lot of slurring, a lot of making fun of it. If you guys will like it, I'm sure you're going to like it anyway. It's pretty much you get to hang out with all of us at a round table and hear the insider scoop. But some stuff had to get cut out because we got loose lips after a little while. So other than that, thank you guys so much. It was a great podcast. Congrats to the winner, Angel. I got to send out everyone's package. Same thing with the Patreon. It's been super busy because Toxic Day is this weekend. Been trying to get everything ready. Got some new stuff coming out for the podcast. Just stuff I want to try. So it's like the On the Water podcast with Danny Gale, good old Gale. And then I got a ton of podcasts up there. If you're listening to this and you are going to be at Toxic Day and you're a vendor, everyone's going to come by and try to do like a 10 minute piece, what they're doing, what their deal's about, how to promote them. So I hope to see everyone up there. Yeah, check it out. It's on Saturday the 18th. There's going to be a ton of vendors. Caesar from Toxic Baits has been posting stuff all week. So I hope to see everyone up there, have a couple beers, hang out. Check out the Patreon. That's how it helps this podcast go. This month I have a UFO and some GSJ baits on for the donation. I appreciate both of those companies. We'll see both of them at Toxic Day as well. Check out the website. It is castandcrankpodcast.com. There's shirts available, all kinds of stuff. Hats. I'm going to do another shirt run. I did a Goonie Wolf design that I'm pretty stoked on. We're going to try to do that. We'll get some cash together and give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Would greatly appreciate that. And that's about it. I hope you guys like this podcast. Again, it's explicit. Don't listen to it with your kids in front of you. Any of your kids should not be listening to this. This is a bad one. And that's about it. So thanks to everyone for listening. This is 200 episodes. It's been a long time. I think 3 years now of podcasting. And I hope to go more. We got some cool stuff coming up. I'm going to have the studio back up at my house. Video should be back up as well. It's just too hard doing it remotely. So I'll have a permanent place to do it. And that's about it. Thank you to everyone that support the podcast from day one. Appreciate it. Take care, guys. I'm very comfortable with the microphone.
Yeah, as you can tell.
Okay, we're starting now, guys.
I used to rap.
Okay, I'm going to let this
Hey.
person start the story. Lan is fine.
Where is it from?
This is the story. Can you guys get in the fucking podcast and not talk about
Garrett, knock it off.
Oh, sorry.
Hey now.
We don't want to see your baby pictures.
I want to hear the story about when the cops busted in on your card game.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
That's good. Oh, when
fucking...
Officer Brad Davis came into the
But you
poker
got to
game.
tell because I heard it from a different.
Okay.
Everyone was here, right?
Yeah. I wasn't there, but I heard about
He
it.
was there.
I was there.
I
was
Did we
definitely
just fish something?
Pointing
Are
at
you guys
John
ready?
Kerry.
Did
Yeah,
we
we
fish
did something.
the
No,
BAC? Was it
we
after
didn't fish
BAC?
yet. You
No?
guys showed up at
You made a
SoCal to
really
play a
good
card game.
ceviche that night.
Yeah, so was that SoCal, right?
SoCal
Yeah.
Ocean
Ocean
Sports.
Sports.
Are we recording?
Remember?
Yeah.
You
So-
brought that
Go ahead.
ceviche.
We used to have this card game there, and Steve
Bobby brought
Steve
the
Chu.
ceviche
Chu,
that was
yeah,
lights
they
out.
used to eat there, John, talking.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to go like this.
Okay.
So we're having this card game at SoCal Ocean Sports, and we have like a bunch of the sport boat guys and
It's
skip
three or
guys.
four tables.
Three or
Yeah.
four
Like,
tables.
There's like 32 people there.
Sean Morgan,
Yeah.
his kids.
So were you there, Garrett?
No, I
it
missed that
was
day.
Bobby. It was Joe Shagner,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of drinking that goes on. A lot
Drinking?
Of a lot of taking of weed.
Can we say exactly
And-
what was happening?
Yes.
From my...
There's no video.
So I get there and I see a mason jar. I won't say who had it, but there was some green stuff in it. And then I see another mason jar, and there's it's like straight moonshine. And then obviously we have 3 tables going. Money's piled up. Everybody's doing buy-in.
Bunch of guys smoking weed.
Yeah.
Weird.
Everything else. And I'll let Linus find
Oh,
it.
you're doing great, Bobby.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on, Bobby.
So then
My buddy,
this officer comes in.
Officer Brad Davis.
Comes in and goes, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I'm just like, he's right behind me.
And I go, run.
Get the Mexican. Get the Mexican.
I'm like,
Bobby is bolting for the door.
You're really running for the door,
dude, I was so
yeah.
scared. I'm like,
Nick, you ever see that sign by San Onofre where they give the guy's brother? That was Bobby.
Bobby, a little
That's
Mexican guy.
Bobby with his
Yeah.
He's got a
bambinos.
handful of chips and money on the way out the door.
I'm like, dude, we're gambling. There's weed on the table.
Yeah.
There's moonshine. And there's everything illegal.
Did you have your passport?
I didn't have shit. Oh
Yeah.
my
Did you have
God.
your green card?
I had nothing.
Everything
You
was
had
illegal.
ceviche. I told you.
Yeah.
You
Welcome-
had that
welcome to
ceviche.
Orange County.
Fucking bad.
Yeah. I think we did have ceviche, some illegal.
It was illegal ceviche too. It was. It was cow
Gold nut.
It was.
Okay,
cow
hey, I don't want to have to
ceviche.
cut anything out of this fucking podcast, so please, if you're gonna say something that's
Really
no good,
bad.
yeah.
Are you ready?
So Nick,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just saying
say it.
pause here so I can say everything bad I want to say to get it out.
Say it now.
I'm
Cut it
joking.
out.
I'm not doing anything.
Say it now, because I don't have to fucking go. Nope. So
Fine.
I'm asking these questions. It's a lot of questions. You guys tell me if you think it's a really good one. I mark it down, then at the end we'll pick which one's the best question, and they get the prize back.
You got a baby girl.
Let's do around the table real quick and introduce who's who. To my left, who is it?
My
Introduce
name
yourself.
is John Curry, and I like to fish.
The
Okay.
best
He's very
guy
handsome.
ever.
Okay, next one.
Matt Koch, fish painter.
Eric Landisfun.
Jimmy Trash.
Whoa, he's punk.
Bobby Martinez.
Garrett Ching.
Gary Reyes.
Sorry. Okay,
no.
let's start with these questions. Some
we-
of them are pretty like
Are we
straightforward.
answering them or
Yes.
just?
What I'll do is
blowing them off?
I'll start with John because they're kind of aimed at everyone, and if it's something you guys don't agree with, let's say what you think instead.
Can we get off topic?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
But yeah,
we
just
will be.
yeah. When using live bait,
Never.
What is
Next
that?
question.
this is for Angela. I think it's Angela Bendez.
Pendejos?
That's actually Matt. He made that
That's
good
Ben-
count last
What
night.
do you do? Bendaquito.
Sorry, Angela.
La Raza, right?
Fuck yeah. Fuck you, Trump. You lost.
Where'd your cigarettes go? Let me just.
All right, they're over there.
What the
And by the way,
flowers
I have
go?
to say that Matt Koch showed up with a pack of Marlboro Lights,
did.
rolled up in the shirt sleeve, and brought
And a
Nick
pack of
flowers.
flowers.
Nick,
Flowers.
Nick,
Those are a hell of an
you're
entrance.
worth $5.
Thank
I'm
you.
serious. Serious.
We told the woman she could have got 10.
Yeah, easy.
She said, "I know Nick. It's okay."
Listen,
That's why
this
you
is
got
a
'em
great,
for
This is a
$5.
great question.
$5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Because
sold them for $5
when
in
using
1983.
when using live bait and a shark
Never.
calico swallows the hook, is it best to cut the line and throw it back,
Yes.
or try to get it out?
Cut.
Take it home.
Cut.
Cut.
I normally
cut
I normally rip it out as hard as I can and turn it into ceviche.
Short calicos always right.
You know
Yeah,
what, John?
yeah. I
That's
do the
that's
Dave
why
Hansen,
everybody knows you're a
but,
fucking
Short is
asshole.
subjective.
I always try to
But
get it
no,
out.
seriously,
I
cut
don't
the
know,
line.
I
Cut the
try.
line. 'cause
I
you're
cut the
just
line.
gonna- If it's gettable and you cannot harm the fish, get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But most time, cut the line because
Yeah.
it's too deep.
Cut the line.
This one's from Whitney Ueda. So he goes, to all the guys, if you could only use one bait for calicos, what would it be and why? Start with John.
I guess it would depend on where you're fishing. But if you had to pick one all-around
That's
bait,
not
I
the
guess
question.
just a top hook swim bait.
Yeah.
It's the
So
most
John
versatile.
refers to it as a top hook swim bait as a freshwater guy. That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lead head and a swim bait.
Okay.
Okay, for the
And
rest
here's
of
the
us,
thing.
yeah.
John takes all the fun out of fishing. A lead head swim bait is a top hook for that top hook skull. Fuck you,
He
John.
tries to make it sound technical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's hooks on the top.
Hook. Oh, yeah. It's a fucking lead head, you fucking asshole.
Oh, God, it's in full effect.
Would have been great, but we can't.
The hook's on the top, okay?
What do you
They all
like
are.
that?
I mean, if
Not on
it's
cranks.
if I'm with my buddies, it's a weedless swim bait. That's
Always.
it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
same
weedless
color,
guy.
same color. I've always used for fucking years. That's it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary. They bite that same fucking color every fucking day.
I mimic that color and it does get bit a lot.
There you go.
Turn my mic down a little bit. So one-
I don't know what that is. This?
Yeah, just a hair.
The what about same thing, Eric?
Yeah, I fish a lot of weedless swim baits because it's easy and fun.
Same
Yeah.
thing, Decker.
If you're
Don't let me down. I know what I want to hear from you.
Only
stick bait with like one hook.
you want me to say the nuclear chicken 7-inch
That's
twist
right.
shot.
Yeah. With the noodle rod.
If I had one bait and I had to like only fish it and it was life or death and I had to feed my family, I'd have a DD100.
Good
Really?
choice.
That was my second one.
Nah,
Good
up.
choice.
because you're always going to catch them
Straight
on the
up.
DD100, and you're going to catch big ones
I
and you're
think
going
you
to
just
catch
shut
small
me
ones.
down, is what you did.
Yeah.
I just went silent.
I was expecting like KFI technology.
Can everyone hear themselves?
I can hear you guys. all
I
good.
can hear me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't.
You want me to
can't
turn it
at
down
all.
a little more, Eric? I can turn
No.
it down a little more.
I
Yeah.
can't
Just a
hear
hair. I'm
anything.
sorry,
That
buddy.
screwed me
You're
all
coming across a
that better?
little bit
No.
shrill.
Better? Okay.
I can't hear a thing.
There was a lot of static.
So that's me.
What'd you say?
There you go.
I said DD100.
Oh,
back.
Oh, no,
Can
fuck
I
that
back up?
Yeah.
DD100.
Okay.
No,
It'd
fuck
be
that bait.
DD100, then a crankbait.
Not if there's a shitload of hell, though.
That's just for fun.
Fuck you,
fun.
Jimmy, and your fucking crankbaits.
Speaking of crankbaits, Bobby,
I'd be a crankbait.
crankbait, always same thing. Garrett,
Hard bait. Any
It's
kind
the-
of hard bait.
It's the magician,
Gary-
not the
Gary,
wand.
hook a bait.
Whatever.
Gary,
I like-
what would you fish?
Hookup bait.
I love jerking off, but in the privacy of my own home. So no hookup baits there, but definitely any kind of hard bait.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So,
Do you- do you make
got
hard
some,
baits?
You got some molds in the work, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Reyes Hardbaits now.
Hardbaits, nice.
show you that one later.
Yeah.
Up or down?
If you give me a nice mag, I'll show you a hard bait.
This one will ask. I think Eric's know the question. Maybe
Fuck
all of
him.
you. 14-inch calico bass. How old is it?
It's about 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's so basically calicos grow to the point where they're spawning is between 13 and 14 inches, and it takes a certain amount of time to get there. They grow up really slow. Spotted bay bass will be like 7 years old by the time they're legal, 14 inches, and they die at like 13. That's why these tournaments are tough these days.
Yeah.
You said 14-inch calico?
Yes.
That's about 30 minutes in Eric's live well.
So there was a question online about where did baby calicos come from? Our live well on tournament day.
Yeah. There you go.
I actually did some research on that. So
It's too bad.
technically, the calicos, they actually start spawning about 9 inches.
Really?
Yeah, they spawn young.
Wow.
In America?
In America.
Asian calicos, they're dead by 4 inches.
This one I'm
They
gonna-
justified it at a much younger
They're
age.
fucking done.
Oh, I'm gonna get
They're
ripped on.
they're jerking off Europeans by 4 inches.
Oh man, this is a fucking bad one.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Hey, this one's for John because he could probably answer us the best.
Oh, wow.
This is a freshwater guy. This is fuck that's dadlicious.
All right.
As a landlocked dude who enjoys listening to the podcast about calicos, how close is it to a punching bite in regards to the kelp? When you do that, you know what I'm saying? Like
Same
when-
in the regards that you need to be fishing the leading edge
Yeah.
of your vegetation, but different in the sense that sometimes bass will set up really, really deep in the cover, and calicos really don't. When
Yeah.
they're active, they're like on the leading edges. But like in the winter when it's like super cold and you can go in the middle of it and punch it and fish vertically really slow and get bit. So
God, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. We don't
exactly.
We,
painful.
sounds
Oh,
awful.
Yeah.
No one really.
we fish
Yeah.
rockfish at that time.
Exactly.
Hey,
That's
Bobby,
what I do.
when was it that we did well in that one tournament? What month was that?
Every month of the fucking
I
year.
was
Yeah,
just going to
I was
say the same thing.
I think it was like 2 years ago or 3
December
years
through
ago.
January.
Santa told me all about it.
We
For the first
punching
3
deep.
months of the SBS tournament series, yeah, you guys win.
I have a question. Who's the most winning calico tournament fisherman?
Eric.
No.
No.
Calico tournament fishing? I'd say Jack
I
Soul.
was gonna say Jack.
Soul.
He's
Probably.
fished the most. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fished in tournaments against Jack Soul in like
tournaments,
1998.
like from the beginning of time when Jesus was born.
Yeah, that's way back.
It was Judas.
SWBA because the Western Outdoor News you could use bait as well, right?
Well, those
Right.
guys didn't though. But guys like Jack and Benny have been fishing tournaments for.
Yeah,
me and Mark
forever.
Higashi went and fished tournaments with them in like 1998.
Jeez.
Boring.
And they were fishing them for 10 years already. So
Yeah.
it's, those guys
Hashtag I'd
have a
rather
lot
be
of
painting.
experience.
Hashtag
Ben
I'd rather be
Seacrest, guys
painting.
like that. Yeah.
I'd rather paint.
But in answer to that question, I want to chime in here. Calico bass are not the smartest things. These largemouth bass, they sit in these lakes. They get a lot of pressure. Calico bass really don't. I mean, if 10 guys hit the same kelp bed at even PV in a week, that's a lot of traffic that gets on there. These fish will always be on the absolute leading edge. They're going to be the alpha spot.
Yeah, they're right where they should be.
And even in the most hammered spots, they're on the alpha
head
spot.
all day.
Yeah.
All the fish we caught today were probably caught by fucking Matt Moyer.
At one time or another.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that spot's well known, and those guys throw those fucking big ponchos. Fuck it. They caught them all.
James Little said it was his spot.
James Little.
Yeah.
James Little, he fucking said, "Get off my spot."
Yeah.
Hey,
That guy works out like 8 days a week.
yeah,
so.
I know.
Yeah.
He's been in
Don't
prison.
fuck
I'm
with him.
sorry. I apologize, James.
He's got prison skills. Don't
I don't. I look for the soap.
So what it comes down to for calicos, and we fished the east end of Clemay today in a very heavily pressured area. That's where Bobby and them went and Gary and those guys went.
Yeah.
They beat us in that CCA tournament.
Fuck you, Gary.
But basically, we went into an area where the current was right. We fished a lot of the backside east end today, and all the current was running to the beach. We found one stretch that was running along the island. We got in there.
Who found that?
Jimmy Decker, Captain Jimmy Decker.
the best Decker.
I still got it.
We we roll in there, and we're getting 4 to 6 or 7 pound fish consistently. But we fish that shit enough that we're there constantly, and 9 times out of 10 it's not biting at all.
Bite.
Yeah.
But it's about conditions, and like John said, they move to the front of the vegetation. These calicos are feeding, and they come out to the front of whatever it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
And
They were pulling like 30 feet off the rock and just eating the fucking bait.
Damn, they're
100% perfect.
yeah,
Even I was catching them, so they were fucking on it.
This was a situation
really
where there's a
eating
kelp
it.
bed
Oh,
outside
yeah.
of
Must
Boiler
be
Rocks.
very deep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. There's a kelp
Linda
bed outside of
Lovelace.
Boiler Rocks, and these bass were in this kelp. We made 2 passes through there and caught a lot of bass. Did well, and then the tide was flowing in, so we went in knowing those fish are going to go up into that shallower water to get easy bait. And Jimmy's like, let's pull in there, and Matt gets like a cast up, takes 2 winds, and hangs like a 6-pounder. It's like, okay, I guess they're in here too, So they're not that smart, but they're very predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they took a lot of skill today. And obviously,
Matt harnessed all the energy.
thank you, John. Thank you.
Nick, when Matt calls you tomorrow and says, don't air this podcast, don't listen to him.
No, I haven't said
I said what?
I haven't said
Full
anything
throttle.
bad about somebody.
What did I
Okay,
say?
good. And then when you
What
do,
was I
I'm going to have to look at the clock and mark it. Bam.
Yeah.
This one is, do you believe in the idea that when you are throwing a swim bait and the tail gets bit off, it's from a small fish because they haven't learned to eat the fish head first?
No, it's because
No,
No.
no.
You think so? Really? Cheap plastic?
Too soft. Way too soft.
Way too soft?
Too
All
soft.
my ranch
No.
baits
More
do
harder.
that.
Eric and I were fishing a tournament like 3 years ago. We were fishing the breakwater, and we had, I was winding a 3 or 4 pound fish, and I looked down. Maybe Eric was winding in a fish.
You were.
And I looked down, and there was I don't know how big the calico bass was on the outside of the wall, but it had the boot in its mouth.
It was a 9 to 10 pound fish.
It was the biggest fucking calico, and its head was 3 inches out of the water, and it sat there for like 20 or 30 seconds, just twisting back and forth. I said this to
It
Eric.
just had the
I
boot of a 5-inch swim bait in
Eric,
its mouth.
I go, what are we fucking supposed to do? We can't just net it. It doesn't have the hook.
Yeah.
So
So he's got like a 3-pounder, and there's this giant, this absolute pumpkin.
It's almost 3 feet long.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like, what the
It
fuck
looked
is
like
that?
it looked like a marlin without a bill.
Are there fucking Lincoln here? What the fuck is that?
It's literally holding onto the boot of a
and
5-inch
it sat
BA
there
hose.
and it flipped around. It looked at that fucking metal shit right there. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Fuck, it was awesome.
Yeah.
When they
So-
get on the anchovy, they chop the boot off a lot.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
When they get on that fin bait, you'll find out that you lose a lot of
We were
tails,
using a
lot more.
MC fucking Channel Islands anchovy swim bait.
Okay.
They were on it.
Yeah. So
When they short
One
bite
thing
like
I've
that,
noticed lately about the swim bait pours is the guys are getting smart and they're using this really shitty really shitty plastic.
Brian.
So it's like one fish, one bait.
Oh, God.
And I'm not looking at you. All right. Matt and Eric fish a bait, and it's notoriously one bait, one bite.
Fuck you, Jimmy. That's
Yeah.
I have some of the old ones, and you can catch 20 fish on it. And the new ones, it's
You
like
should-
you get
you
one
should put
bite
those
and
on.
the boot comes off.
You should put those on.
So
You should put those on,
if I could chime in here for a moment,
please.
when the bass are not actively feeding, they will bite the bait behind the hook.
That's exactly what I was
and they'll
going to say,
pull
Eric.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Garrett.
On the top bait.
They're just being territorial. They're not ready to feed. They're
You
not in
guys
the
put
feeding
stinger
mode.
hooks on some of these. As
No.
well,
No.
right now? You
Not
won't do it?
unless
No.
it's tournament day.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
When they
But-
want to eat and kill, they eat from the head first.
Like when
Yeah.
we were shallow at Clement, we were getting a lot of short bites in the kelp. You know, we'd get one bite, one bass for 5 or 6 bites. We got it up into the boiler
It
zone.
was everyone that
It was,
Everyone
it was
rips
3
the rod
minutes
out of
to
your
take
hands.
the fucking hook out.
Yeah, they got it choked down completely.
It's gone.
Those fish are so basically what it is in the kelp. Bass will hide behind the leaves. They'll see your bait go by. They'll track it and they'll hit at it, see what's going on. They're not feeding. They're just hitting it. You're like, me and Matt
don't
went
have
to,
hands.
Matt and I went to Santa Cruz. Me and Matt went to Santa Cruz last weekend. We probably had 25 bites for 2 fish.
Hey, we
And-
need. Hold on.
Oh,
Beer
Bobby
winch.
needs
Our
beer.
beer witch. We all need beers.
so
Brewski.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
today,
aren't beers.
I need ice and
Bring my
makers.
Maker's
Yeah.
bottle over here too.
so
Thank you.
And the bag
today
of
when
ice,
we
please.
were in shallow, those fish aren't laying behind stringers. They're over shallow reef. You burn that weedless through there, and they're coming in from the side and hitting that from the head because they want to eat. Those fish are feeding, and that's the big difference.
They got
Real
it.
shallow with
They
the
got it
birds.
for sure.
wow, expensive.
That spot we fished at the last part of the day, I didn't miss any fish.
No, every
were
fish had
fucking
that,
on
that hook choke.
You're good.
Any ice?
good, man.
Yellow?
The Ballast Point ice. Here you go.
Fuck you, asshole. What is that? Oh, that works.
2 cubes.
Thanks, Ballas.
Oh, you guys are fucking horrible.
What?
More questions.
Okay. This one is
Questions?
gonna. I'm gonna go around the table. I'll start with John. This is from the troops.
All right.
If if you only had one last gift trip to go fishing, and you were given the choice of picking who came with you, who would it be?
How many people?
Up to you. One last gift trip. So a skiff. So I'm thinking what?
skiff.
No more than a couple people, 3 people.
Me and my brother. I mean, that's who I love to fish with. Me and my brother.
Fuck yeah.
fish.
Good for
Me and
you.
my brother and my son. You know, for the
Yeah.
it's my last trip. You
Yeah.
know.
Matt,
I mean, anybody at this table, but priority, the guys to my left.
Well, your buddies that
First
you
2
fish
guys.
with.
Oh, fuck.
Whatever, Matt.
Because John, I would love you. I fish with you. I fucking love you. You're great. You're great.
All those PV afternoons.
great.
How
Oh,
dare
I
you?
fucking
But
love
you're not
it.
How
that
dare
good.
you?
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I'm not that
Anytime
cool.
I spend on the water with Jimmy and Eric, it's fucking great.
You laugh your ass off all
so
day.
for me,
Yeah.
All I'm doing is like, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? That's it.
How was
Hold
last?
on. I got a quick story. This is a great one.
Please,
When I honk the
please
horn,
tell us,
cast.
Nick.
You're gonna like it.
Fuck
because-
you, Jimmy.
Hold on. I could have fucking burnt down Eric backing the trailer in with fucking Matt.
oh, that
You know
great.
what?
and
Hey,
I
Nick.
didn't. And I didn't. I did not.
Fuck you, Nick.
I was like, oh, I could video this
So,
qualified captain. This is
You know,
great.
I'm let me talk about this, but first let me say,
Exactly. See,
if
I
I could fish my last trip with anybody, it'd be John Wayne.
Sick.
I'm joking about that. No,
What?
John Wayne.
John, wait, what?
Yeah, never mind.
John Wayne Casey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Oh my God, you're so good.
Bodies
You're
under
so
the
quick.
under the fucking footstep. Got it.
You guys were back. This is
Okay,
the
I'll tell the story.
relationship.
I'll tell the story.
Tell
I'll
it.
tell the story.
And I
So-
got to see it from
Yeah.
the outside looking in.
Whatever.
So before I tell this story, I want to talk about who I would fish with.
Okay.
I get a lot of people to hit me up. Hey, will you come fish with me? Do you want to go fishing? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I would love to fish with everyone, but when it comes down to the days I can be on the water,
He's too popular.
no, there's honestly, there's only a few guys that I can stand being on the boat with because
Yeah.
we had a friend out the other day that went with us, and he was just talking and talking and talking. I finally turned him and said, "Look,
Fuck! Don't
we're,
Sorry.
talk so much.
Sorry, guys.
we're mostly silent on the boat. We don't talk. When we're fishing, we can joke
observe.
around, but when we're looking, we're focusing. We're not paying attention to anything other than what's going on here." And
Or
there's very-
criticizing Matt
Yeah.
that he didn't cast to the fucking spot.
Well, so I've got 3 stories now, apparently, but so
Fuck you.
what it comes down to is the silent time you spend with people is the most important. And Matt and Jimmy are two people, and also Chris Oakes, who, and John and I have had some great times together. But you get in a rhythm, and we talk about this rhythm that you get on the boat. Today, on 4 or 5 different occasions, Matt and I'm fishing the back of the boat. He's fishing from the front. We're fishing shallow Clemente.
I'm driving.
We're both casting.
You're the best, Jimmy.
We're both
you.
casting. We're both casting, and our lures are landing on top of each other in the water.
That was pretty funny.
That just shows you that we're completely dialed in. We're not communicating at all. But that's a big part about being on a boat with someone who you're so comfortable with. And Matt's like, I can't believe we did it again. I'm like, we've been doing this shit for fucking 14 years. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
But
The baits are landing 6 inches apart.
Well, when you're fishing with people that know what they're doing and you pull into a spot and they both look at the spot and go, there's got to be a fish there.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
And we
it's
fucking-
like
and
the
we
good
fucking-
guys are going to cast to where the
I
fish
love
are.
Jimmy
And
brings
The
we
bad
double-
guys are
down
going to
and
fucking
goes,
fire
"Hey, fucking
rocket
idiots."
balls
And
out
we
to
double
the
up.
side.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then they doubled up. Like swung them into the corner, and they both fired in within 3
Yep,
inches of
that's
each
it.
other. 3
That's it.
turns. Boom! I got one. Boom! I got one. I'm like,
So
my
what-
job here is done.
You're the best.
Captain Jimmy Decker for no
You're the
reason,
best,
right?
Yeah.
Jimmy.
one of the beautiful things about fishing with Jimmy now is I finally got him to the point where
I follow his instructions.
today
He
I'm-
shuts the fuck up.
No, so all nonsense aside, it's important. We're in tight. I'm driving the boat. We're fishing very shallow Clemente. We got the boat in 10 feet of water and a fucking giant south swell. I'm trying to keep us off the beach, but on the beach. And Jimmy, like Matt, now knows when I'm at the wheel, I want to cast right there. And Jimmy fired off cast like, thank you for fucking putting that thing there. And he took 2 ones and hung one.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's about the unspoken communication between the angler and the boater in that situation. You couldn't put a trolling motor down in there. I mean, it's fucking. There's an overhead wave
You
breaking
can't put
outside
the
of us.
trolling motor down there. No.
Effective weedless fishing to me is 90% boat positioning. If the guy in the bow doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, it doesn't matter. But if he can get at that fucking cast, it's 90% boat positioning. So
You think
that's
people
it.
rely on their trolling motors a little too much?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like
I don't even have one on my boat.
I fucking hate
I
the
use my trolling motor when I fish cod.
That's it.
We were there all day, and I dumped mine in the water once.
And,
Yes, he
it,
did.
and it was useless.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't bite. I fucking hate it.
You didn't have a trolling motor for a while either, Bobby, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that helps you become a better boater and a fisherman from
At
the
least
boat.
positioning, like
Yeah,
I'm
it
talking
helps
about.
you
Like
set up.
how you
Eric
set up.
is
Yeah.
catching as much fish from the fucking helm as Jimmy and I are from the bow.
Or when Jimmy's at the helm, same thing. Calico bass fishing in the caliper around boiler zones is 100% where you have the fucking boat. It's not the fucking lure. It's not the rod. It's not the angler. These are, I'm the best fucking calico bass fisherman ever. Yeah, here, take
Sure.
the wheel. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah.
I'd be casting
Let
out
me
to
have
the
a turn
fucking
of being the best
43
calico angler.
when the fish are up the
dry.
island. Yeah.
So I don't mean to go too far back. But I remember the first time I took John calico bass fishing.
first few times I'm sitting
hold
there.
on. He's going to beat your ass right now. Go
No.
ahead.
He did.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I do. Because we went, and the first couple of times he's like, hung fish. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck?
He's a dick.
And then I started watching him, and I was like, all right, asshole, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then I started banging on him.
But John's green bass background translated
What?
immediately into green bass background.
Oh,
John
they
did.
said Korean bass background.
Hey,
Yes.
he's
Sorry,
Korean.
Garrett. Sorry, Garrett.
Oh, I'm not Korean. I'm Chinese.
Yeah, whatever.
He's thinking, Garrett's thinking about slicing up fucking ginger and fucking onions.
Oh, I'm looking at that cat right there.
Gary, I see you halfway between Gary and Bobby. That's all I know.
You guys are horrible.
Oh, God.
Sorry. We've been up since 2 in the morning. What it comes down to is understanding where to put the boat and then having a reliable person in the bow of the boat. And
not
be it
only
Matt
that,
or
to
Jimmy
position it
or
where,
John.
like, you can get it to the boat too.
So
Yeah.
I know, Matt and I have fished together long enough that I know that I just fish from the console. I just make long casts and odd angles and let Matt catch fish. For the most part, I catch a few too, but I'm kicking the bow around, knowing that he's feel like a lawn sprinkler, hitting every one of those with a short cast
Yep.
right to that stringer, and that's what it results in.
Oh, you
Well,
didn't want to catch that one?
today, because it was so fucking rough on the East End, I sat down on the fucking normal deck and I fished like Eric, and I'm like, I fucking started hooking fish, but it was too dangerous for two people up on the fucking bow pulpit.
And the old man needed to be up there.
No, it's too dangerous. But I started hooking fish. It's fine. It's fine.
Were you guys running on Jimmy's boat or Eric's boat?
We're on Jimmy's boat.
Okay, so
And
you
Jimmy's
have a
boat's a little
tiller.
less.
Well, Eric's boat
no, we're on
is
the main.
my boat, but we both share
Yeah.
the fucking payments.
So, which is no payments, but yeah.
Well,
The
maintenance and gas.
Yeah.
Eric,
Can I paint you a picture?
Let me paint you a picture of what it
Picture
looks
a
like.
picture of the boat.
Oh, it looks
Love you, bud.
It's a horrible fucking wrap of rain shadow rods. It's like 80 years old. Yeah.
It hides all
What
the.
color is that boat originally?
I have no
white.
idea.
Can I get back to the fucking story of you yelling at him because he didn't?
What?
He didn't.
Okay, sorry, Nick.
He doesn't
Okay,
yell.
we're not
I
gonna
yell.
get off tangent.
I yelled.
Hold on.
You fucking idiot! You
Okay.
fucking retard! I was watching.
No, so hold on. So Matt and I have a very specific rhythm when we
Fuck
we
you, Eric.
Hold on. This is not anything negative.
I have no idea.
This is we have a very specific rhythm of how things go down. I get out of the driver's seat. I walk to the left-hand side of the boat facing forward. I get
That's
into the boat.
port side.
Yeah. I turn on the
Port and left are both four letters.
Matt goes over
Yeah.
the side.
So so I get into the boat. I turn on the battery switch. I bring up the antenna. Matt normally gets out and disconnects the latch on the safety chain on the trailer and the strap, and then he walks to the back of the boat and undoes the straps in the back, the two clips we have to hold the motor straight, and the cushion pad we have back there. And Matt walked back to the bow, and I knew immediately that he wasn't gone long enough.
Oh, fuck you, Nick.
Yeah.
And fuck you and your Mexican ass.
Thanks for bringing this up.
Fuck you, double fuck.
So anyway,
Best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I realized-
when I fucking saw it happen.
I said to Matt, I said, did you unstrap the... Hold on. It's not negative.
Fuck you.
I said,
Yes, it is. He's just stalling
No,
you.
I said, come on, Matt. I said, did you unstrap the bag? So yeah.
Yes, I did.
So he backs the
good.
boat off, and our boat has a very definitive thing at Davies we launch all the time. We slide back a little bit, and I knew immediately that the bow was still hooked up. I'm like, Matt, did you disconnect the bow? Of course I fucking did.
Of course I did. Fuck you.
So he's backing the truck down. He's got half the bed underwater. I'm like,
Hold on. You didn't just go, Matt.
there's-
You didn't go, Matt. Did you disconnect that?
He did that.
You said, "You fucking stupid idiot, you motherfucker!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I need to get this on video." And I did it.
He said that 3 times, and I have fucking crabs on my ankles. Yes, the cab was full of water. Yes.
Wow.
So hey, Nick, I did it because I was embarrassed.
For some reason, it won't float off.
I was embarrassed to be in front of a famous podcaster.
No, it was
Yeah.
hilarious. It was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Whatever. You were sinking a Boston whaler.
Oh yeah, you got that picture of me. Thanks.
Fuck you, you fat fuck.
So much for the unsinkable.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get
whaler bad name.
Don't cut it in 4 pieces.
I feel like we're gonna be going.
That's it.
We're gonna be good in another half
You
hour.
got it.
I'm gonna be cutting real quick.
yeah.
So what?
I've
One of
been
these
cut
questions
off.
is gonna come up, and you're gonna be like,
Sir,
"Fuck this guy."
sir.
So Nick, what happens is that Matt and I have a particular rhythm, and when we get out of
Sit
it,
here.
I immediately get very frustrated, and I do have a temper. So I'm like, hey, I know you did this shit wrong, and Matt, when I lash out at him, brings it back 1,000-fold, and that's just how we are. But you know what? I love him. He's my brother.
dad beat his wife, so I looked at Eric. I'm like, "Fuck you, my cot."
Hey, let's finish this question out. Pretty much, you guys
Not
fish
this
with
time, Dad.
your family, whatever, right? Family. Who'd you fish with? If you had one last gift trip, you wouldn't fish with your family. Your daughters.
No, I fish with Garrett.
Yeah. Nice. You had to go pee pee.
Getting Eric some more booze.
No, I'm good right now. I'll get myself something. There's right
Baby
there.
girl.
I go with Tracy.
Tracy.
Tracy's
Yeah.
not here.
Same
I'll
thing.
go with my brother and Bobby. Yeah, I have a good time with those guys.
Gary.
What was the question?
Your brother is
Jay
Bobby.
Jones, Mike Bonoff, Eric Ruffle.
Repeat the question.
I told him to come. I told Mike too.
No.
All right. Okay, here's the next question. This is pretty good. Seeing that more and more freshwater tackle being used for calico bass fishing, do you think
Bobby.
you could use and land calicos on Texas rig, drop shot, Nico rigs, etc.? Are you guys doing that already? Pretty much, right?
Lame.
But why?
Yeah,
I
no.
use Texas
That's not fun.
Texas rig.
So are you
15
using that
years
for
ago.
calicos? Everyone knows you're using it for fucking
Jimmy
spawning.
Pistons,
It's like
though, got
harbor
in mid
spotty
range.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mostly
Hey,
like
Nick.
Nothing.
This doesn't work.
Thank God.
sure?
Don't you have to go
Fuck
to the
you,
bathroom?
Jimmy.
Hey, you got one backwards. That's why, buddy.
Your ears are inside out, Matt.
Holy shit!
Oh, shut up, John. You
Is that
fucking
better?
up.
Can you-
Hey, I'm live.
I can hear again.
Matt just hit my hernia.
Okay, so pretty much.
Anybody that knows anything about that would be Bobby.
Yeah.
Would you be
Bobby,
using
you're the best.
I mean,
I
for
tinkered
spotties, right?
Yeah, I mean, I tinkered a lot with it, and it all works. It really does.
Bass or bass.
Yeah, bass. Seriously, it all does work. It just
Don't
you
tell
know,
him.
I just fish a lot faster these days, so it.
Takes too long.
If I don't
to-
need to, I won't. But if I need to pull it out, I mean, I will.
What's your
Big dick
favorite
energy, you know?
technique for
If it's gonna
spotted
cash
bay
a
bass?
check, he's gonna use it.
Yeah, no joke. Even if it's painful and it sucks, we've
We're-
done it before.
Yeah, we're
like-
fishermen. We just fish to catch.
Yeah.
I wish I had my
Doesn't matter
fucking
what
board right
technique.
now because I'd say you measure fish, not dicks. This one's pretty good. This is from Angela Bundez. Same thing. This question is for those who believe in releasing large calicos. I was on a charter and a guy caught a calico, possibly 7 pounds. When he released it, ended up being eaten by a sea lion.
Nice.
She either just kept it and ate it or released it.
Should have ate it.
We fill our
It's a lot of
tank.
tacos.
When we go to Clemente, we fill our back tank.
Yes.
If we see one released fish get eaten by a seal, then we fill our back tank. I turn the tank on, and then every fish goes in the tank. And then when you peel off of your spot, you pitch the fish out.
Especially
Wow,
the
that's
west.
such a great-
the
great,
West End, especially 9 Mile. Yeah.
That's a great
We
point.
always
Calicos,
tank them.
especially on the west end of Clemente. Those seals
Yeah.
are ferocious.
They're
man.
ruthless.
They'll eat everything you throw back.
We had 3 seals on sitting on the
You
east end,
guys
not
will
one of them
keep
made a
calico
bass.
though, right?
Yeah,
Oh, they're delicious.
They
Yeah,
are
Matt Kim.
delicious.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the best.
You know,
I
I'll
love
take
it.
that-
I
mean,
eat
that
calico buttholes.
three-
They're like
great.
It tastes like
Four
rock.
They're
pounds.
delectable.
Oh, you stir fry them with black bean. They're great.
Steam them whole.
Steam whole.
Here's the next one. What is your best moon tide current situation
Yes.
preferred for inner Long Beach Inner Harbor?
Not full
Not
moon.
full
No
moon.
moon.
Yeah,
moon.
full
No
moon.
moon.
sucks.
Hey, it feels
Not
like every
full moon.
fucking SBS is on a full.
I know. Huh?
No idea.
Saltwater bottom series.
Whoa!
It's the hookup bait series.
I have no idea what the tide is.
Short buck series.
No idea.
So Matt doesn't really pay attention. He just
No,
stands with his hand on
I
his
pay
hip.
attention to my fucking. If are my shoes tied, I'm good.
If Eric and Jimmy say go, I go.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's
Waiting
go.
for that Jimmy horn.
So
4:30 at Jimmy's house. 1:30 cocktails.
yeah. So what it comes down to is,
Pulled
you know, the
pork
moon
nachos.
has a big part of it anywhere you fish, and like today, we knew.
Even though it was cloudy last
Yeah,
night.
we knew
I know you
it was
kinda
gonna.
went against your
I know.
Intuition,
theory,
right?
right?
Yeah,
It doesn't
but we
matter.
just wanted to
Cloud
fish.
or
We haven't
cover or
fished in a
not,
couple
it
weeks.
doesn't
We just
matter.
went.
Wasn't it full moon last night?
It was,
Yeah.
and it was
But-
I
helmet.
think it's tonight.
And it bit.
I have
No.
Friday, Saturdays off until September, so we have to fish.
Yeah, so basically today we knew it was going to fucking suck. Jimmy went to Clemente on Wednesday or whatever,
Wednesday, yeah, it was
and he just
fucking hell.
slayed him in the cove.
No, it was helmet for yellowtail, but the bass were fucking on
Yeah.
fire.
So
Fuck
we
yellowtail.
went to
Yellowtail
the we
went
went to
on
the
just
same
like
spot, and the kelp was laid down really good. Everything looked great. Got a couple bites on our first couple casts, but we went like 2 hours without catching a fish. We finally had to go up on the beach, and we found fish that were biting,
8:30.
but they weren't biting the way they should be. And the current. So what happens when there's a moon? There's a big tide, full or new moon. There's a huge tide swing, and in the new moon, it doesn't really affect you. The fish don't really feed at night. Last night we had a very cloudy sky, so we were hoping that it'd be good, but it really wasn't early. But then we finally found one stretch of the island that had the right easy there, buddy, had the right current, and
Are you a sponsor?
He's sponsored by Baker's Mark.
I am. But when you find that,
God, John, you are an alcoholic. Fuck.
Did you?
Can you make it in the fucking glass?
Fuck you.
That's for the homies. on the
Green
table.
bass asshole.
that's for the basket I eat by seals. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Thank you, Phil.
But what it comes down to with this is that on a full moon, you're
It's
likely
tough.
you're likely to have good fishing
Especially
very
on the front
early
side,
Earlier, late.
and late.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you run to Clemente, by the time you get to Clemente, it's no longer early.
And
We
shallow.
we found a specific area that had conditions that were conducive to bass biting, and that is current running parallel to the island. And there was a very small area that bit, and we could have. I mean, we caught enough bass in the areas where Jimmy caught them the other day, and that's a mistake a lot of guys made. They go like, "Oh, I slayed him here the other day. It's biting okay. Maybe it'll get better." On a full moon, it's not going to get better. And it went from okay to mediocre to nothing. And you have to leave that zone. I mean, it may look great. You may see a lot of followers that come up behind your bait, like Garrett's talking about, that bang into it and things like that. But those fish you're not going to catch.
But the front side and the back side are just two different.
All two different
Totally.
animals.
Two
Yeah.
different animals, right?
Yeah.
Eelgrass, Clearwater. It's
like a lake in a park.
Clump. Yeah.
San Clemente usually bites afternoon. I would
Yeah.
say like 2
Yeah.
p.m., 3 p.m.
Yeah,
it bites
I have
really
no
well.
idea.
It's
I have
fun,
no
but
idea.
it's tough.
Yeah, I've never
That's
been
like
there.
cocktail
That
hour.
Yeah,
time.
they're-
2
they're-
p.m. at
they're
San
back
Clemente
at home at
Island.
2
That's
p.m.
like a 3-day.
Yeah.
That's why we never get it. We get about 15 minutes of really good San Clemente ice.
Pour it on his head.
That's it. What?
Thank you. We got some water for the
Oh, come on. Yeah.
water guys.
Woo!
Our water guy.
Start diluting that a
diapers?
little, Matt.
Here's
Jimmy,
a good one.
you know what?
What's the farthest north you guys caught a calico?
Monterey Bay.
Whoa.
Have you really?
Damn, that's
Yeah.
bad.
So